Your white friends?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Today on Meals with Amina, let's get even whiter and make some mashed potatoes. These are for Thanksgiving, but honestly, I make them all year round and everybody in my family loves them. So you can like adapt it. So it doesn't have to be this rich, but for sure, this is a club banger. So yalla, let's eat mashed potatoes. Before we get even started about explaining the recipe, I want to talk about potatoes. There are different types. There's red, there's russet, and there is Yukon. For mashed potatoes, you really want to use Yukon. Yukon has a smooth and cream consistency. So when you mash it up, it's a lot easier and you get that nice, like when you go to a steakhouse kind of mashed potato, that's what you want. I got my recipe from a bunch of adaptations, but mainly Wolfgang Puck. I saw him on TV once and he was like, yo, the only way you get really good mashed potatoes is butter and cream. So today we're going butter and cream. Do not hate me, but you will be the MVP of Thanksgiving. And that's the whole point of this whole thing, right? So before we even get started, let's talk about what we're gonna add to our mashed potatoes. You can make yours creamy, you can make yours cheesy, but today I'm gonna go full on classic. Before we begin, I would just wanna say I used 5 cloves of garlic and I chopped them up really nice and fine. I wanted to talk about the greens that I'm gonna use. As you can see, they're not a lot, but you don't really need a lot. I used like 7 sprigs of thyme and I just took off the leaflets. I used some frozen basil that I had in my garden. This is why, people, I'm telling you, use your gardens. Plant herbs, because guess what? Right now, thyme, rosemary, basil are super expensive at the store because they know you need it for Thanksgiving. But if you had a garden all summer, you could have froze that, used it later. So I have chives in here from my garden, basil from my garden, thyme from my garden. I added about like half a teaspoon of thyme, a couple of leaves of basil, and a couple stalks of chives. We're using a cup of Parmesan cheese. You don't want to use a cup of Parmesan cheese, that's a-okay, but I'm telling you, this is the best thing you're ever gonna make. We're using 3 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes. I peeled them, I boiled them up, and then I got them to the consistency of when you take a fork, you just put it all the way down and it comes all the way right back up. You don't get that stick with that potato, right? So that's what you want. You want that. So I'm thinking you're gonna go about like 15 minutes, check. You don't have it at the consistency that you want where it's like flaky and it might even break off. That's a no-go. Keep it in there for a little bit more. Now, when you drain your potatoes, I left about half a cup of starch water because I want it to get nice and thick and not get watery. So I'm gonna add that to my mixture. There is a cup of cream in here, y'all. Listen, let's have a one-on-one. Do you want to be the MVP? Do you want to be the best? Do you want people to scream your name when they're eating this? Then you listen to me and you listen to me close. You put heavy cream in there. You don't want to, add half and half, add milk. I'm not coming to your Thanksgiving, so it's all up to you. We're going to add half a stick of butter and we are going to mash this up. Ladies, gentlemen, this is when the biceps come. This is when the biceps come, all right? Because guess what? This is gonna be your best friend. A lot of people use a rice masher. I don't have that, right? I have this like very Egyptian mashing thing. And then I have my classic. So I get my biceps in there, my triceps in there, and we're gonna mash this all up. So if you're ready, let's get it.